The archives is almost empty. Of course, it's summer break. Our friend might have wanted to give these flowers to someone, but he never did. Only the memories and the red ribbon remained. I seem to have spoiled his coffee break. This poor guy could do with a bucket of coffee.
Good morning. My name is Jonathan Hunt. I'm investigating the disappearance of a boy.
Morning. I'm Ottila Moragni. Which century did the student disappear?
What? Oh, no. This is a recent case. It happened today.
Then, I'm afraid I can't help. We don't get written documentation so quickly. Maybe the police?
You misunderstand me. I'd like you to answer a few questions.
Of course. Go ahead.
I'm looking for a boy named Bolaj Gal. He's 19. Has he turned up here recently?
The name doesn't ring a bell, but I can check. Nope. That user does not exist.
I see. Thanks. Do you happen to know a Miss Piroshko Palfi? She's a teacher.
No, sir. Shall I check the user database?
If you would.
No. That username doesn't exist.
I had a feeling. Thanks for your help.
It's nothing.
Visiting a Hungarian city is always an endless travel in time. I love it. Aged wood flooring and staircase. So many prominent historical personalities have walked on them. This should be the Great Library. Curious, there are many things called Great in Debrecen. Great church, great station, great library. A magnificent library. This part of the library seems to function as a museum too. The intoxicating an interesting triumvirate. Perhaps he's the man to ask.
Good morning. I'm investigating about a boy who's disappeared. My name is Jonathan Hunt.
Oh, you must be Yumurjak's ring, Gardeny's cipher. I've heard about you. Welcome to our college, Mr. Hunt. I'm Vilmos Niergesh.
Pleased to meet you, Mr. Niergesh.
So you're in action again. That's thrilling. And how can I help the investigation?
Did you happen to meet a young man called Balazs Gal in the past days? A slim guy with brown hair.
You see, it's quite possible that I've met him, but there are at least 100 slim boys at the college with brown hair. Do you know what he was looking for?
No, I'm afraid I don't. I'm not even sure if he'd been here at all. Anyway, I'll come back when I know more.
Oh, you're welcome anytime, Mr. Hunt.
Do you happen to know a lady called Mrs. Palfi, a middle-aged teacher?
Piroska. Of course I know her. She's the wife, I mean the widow, of the late Professor Gisa Palfi. She works in the museum downstairs.
Here in the museum? Excellent. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Mr. Hunt.
This board also indicates a church history exhibition, but it's closed. And anyway, this school history collection suits a teacher better. Old school books and objects. Gorgeous embroidered book covers. What a painstaking work. Oops. Lucky this beast is behind the glass. A slate, or an ancient model of the iPad.
Good morning. Aren't you Mrs. Palfi by chance?
Yes, I am. What can I do for you?
Let me introduce myself. My name is Jonathan Hunt, and I'm involved in an investigation. I need your help.
An investigation? Well, what is it you wanted to see me about?
I'd like to ask you about a young man. Do you know Balazs Gal?
I do. He's a nice person. I hope he hasn't got himself into some mischief.
We'll find out. Balazs Gal vanished this morning.
Was he kidnapped?
Not really. He's run away. His sister is upset because he left a worrisome farewell letter.
Dear me.
Do you happen to know anything about him?
No, I have no idea. But why did he do such a thing?
We're in the dark at the moment, but certain things suggest that you met him in the past few days.
I last met him yesterday. We arranged a secret meeting after the museum closed.
A secret meeting?
Yes. Oh dear. It seems I must confess my own sin as well.
You can tell me. I'm not a policeman.
In that display case over there, you can see the most precious scientific treasure in the possession of the Reformed College, or even Debrecen. This is the Karbor meteorite. That is a replica of it. The original is kept under lock and key at the headquarters. And I promised Balazs to unlock it on Sunday. See, this is my sin.
As far as I know, you had a talk with Balazs at the birthday party of Egon Palos on Saturday.
We had. That was when he coaxed the promise out of me. And my feet trembled next morning. Actually, I met the boy even earlier. He asked me some questions just like you do.
Do you remember the questions?
Certainly. He asked about Professor István Hotvony, especially the professor's studies in mineralogy.
Madam, can you tell me something about the Karbor meteorite?
With pleasure. This meteorite fell on Earth some 150 years ago in the neighborhood of Debrecen, near the small town of Karbor. An aged stone, it's said to be 5,000 million years old, just like the solar system itself. What makes it special is that this was the first meteorite in which organic matter was found. Could be evidence of life in outer space. This black pebble was an invaluable treasure at the time. It attracted enormous scientific interest.
Thrilling. But this seems to be a closed case for science, if I may say so. I wonder why Balazs was so excited about it.
I don't know, but you can read about this meteorite in this booklet. I've shown it to Balazs as well. Take it. This was my husband's own copy.
That's kind of you, thanks. I'll have a look at it. Tell me, please, why was it so important for Balazs to see the original meteorite?
It's still quite fuzzy to me what the boy was really looking for. All I could get out of him was that he'd been working on a project, and if the project succeeded, he'd become rich, and in that case, he wouldn't forget about me.
You mean he offered you money for this little mischief?
Oh, no. I wouldn't let him even if he had. After all, it was my silly idea. He wanted it so much, and it came to me that during the weekend, I could easily take it out from the safe for half an hour without anyone knowing.
And how did he like it? Did he say anything?
He was excited. Studied it thoroughly. Tried to scrape the surface a bit, but eventually he looked disappointed. He said something like, "This is not the one," or "This is different." I thought this would never come to light.
You mentioned Professor István Hatvany.
Yes, it's him in that painting. He was a celebrity in our city in the 18th century. He studied in this college, and later he became a teacher here. A renowned polyhistor of the era, and a reformer of science. Here's a brochure if you want to know more about him. Balazs has read it too.
Thank you. I wonder what made Balazs interested in him.
Hatvany was a legend. Did you know he'd been referred to as the Hungarian Faust?
So he was a mystic figure with legends about him. Maybe the boy was only curious.
I think it was more than that. Balazs delved deeply into Hatvany's biography. A week after his first visit, he came again and asked me if I had any further source of information. He probably came to this conclusion reading a study by my husband, Geza Palfi. In this study, he mentioned a letter in his possession in Professor Hatvany's handwriting, believed to be original.
A brochure about meteorites. Aha. So this is it. Just a replica, because the original is locked up in the head office.
Why the uncertainty about the letter?
I'm not sure. It's not canonized, although the signature is unquestionable.
Has Balazs seen this letter?
Yes, it made him really excited. Only the young can be so thrilled about things, unless you hit the jackpot. As I didn't let him take a copy or a photo, he practically memorized the entire text.
Wow. And what is in the letter?
I don't remember exactly. Hatvany was trying to flee from someone. Gosh, I guess you want to look at it too.
Well, I'd be grateful. This old document is obviously an important clue to what the boy had been up to.
You might be right. My late husband would probably refuse it, but I won't. You'll forgive me. Come back a little later. I'll fetch that document for you as soon as I can.
Very good. Thank you so much. Another mischief of yours.
You think so?
The address of the former caretaker, Karol Woniec. It's not a bad idea to learn more about this world-famous stone. The Hungarian Faust. Huh. Professor Hadvani must have been an exciting character. I've never cared for minerals. Maybe it's time for a change. Ah, on the top floor. Where else? That's not the one. It says Mrs. Shupak. Yes, this is where Karo Ivonets lives. Oh, I must have come at the worst moment. Or rather, at the last. Trenchcoat, hat, and walking stick. Yes, he must be the old man Imre Biberos saw with Balazs in the garden.
What's going on here?
Who are you? Is this your doing?
What? Excuse me, I'm so shocked I forgot to introduce myself. My name is Jonathan Hunt, and I'm looking for Mr. Karoy Vonyets. I guess it's him.
Yes, it's him. What else do you want from him?
What else? I can assure you I've never been here, never even seen him before. How could I help?
Well, you can get Karoy a glass of water and find the phone number of Betty, his granddaughter.
Yes, madam.
Is this Betty's phone number?
Here it is, the water.
Thank you, young man. There, Karoy. Now come, drink some water.
Check the water for the turtles. Oranka, please call the professor.
Oh my God, poor Karoy. Thank you, young man. Oh, I must tell Betty to come here.
Have you called an ambulance?
No, not yet. I've just arrived. I don't even have my phone with me.
I can call them.
Better not get mixed up in this. This is a crime.
I don't know anything. Professor, he knows our wall. Those trace elements. The devil is in the detail. The devil. The devil's stone.
Please, tell me what happened.
I came over to bring Karoy a little soup, and I wanted to ask who it was I saw coming here. And there he was, lying on the floor. He was confused, and said the man had hit him and knocked him down. Wanted to get something. I keep asking, but he seems to be losing consciousness. Oh my God, what a cruel thing to do!
His sweater. The old man must have been lying here. Here's the soup. Vincent. Of course. Poor old man. He was badly beaten. I don't think Balazs could be so aggressive.
Aunt Oronka, are you Mr. Vonyet's wife?
No, I'm his neighbor. My husband passed away years ago, so we sometimes watch TV together, and I cook for him now and then.
Tell me about him.
Oh, he's a good man. He's lived a quiet, honest life. A humble one.
Who are the people he's in touch with? Does he have any acquaintances?
Very few. He used to work in the Nuclear Research Institute. Never went out drinking or gambling. Never. We've been neighbors for 40 years, but hardly had a word until my husband passed.
You say someone has just been here?
I heard the man coming. He rang the doorbell.
Why, it could have been the postman.
No, the postman knows that Karoy hates the doorbell. Only strangers ring. I heard Karoy asking, "What do you want?" Then they went in. I couldn't see anything else.
The guy entered by force, I guess.
Oh, could be. A few minutes later, I heard the door bang and someone running down the stairs. So I came over with the soup right away. The door wasn't even closed, and saw him lying here.
He was hit badly. Can you tell me anything else about the attacker? Wasn't it a young man, a boy perhaps?
It could have been anybody. Only he knows, the poor thing.
I'm not going to tell you. Just the turtles. I say, the turtles are immortal, Professor. The turtles there. Cousin the stone. The details. The details.
Who's the professor he's talking about?
Shandor Salai, of course. He was the director of Atomki for a long time, and Karoy was the caretaker. He respected Professor Salai. May he rest in peace. They were on good terms.
Can you understand what he said about turtles and the devil's stone?
I'm sorry, no. I've never heard these things from him before. Oh, my God.
Do you happen to know a boy called Balazs Gal? He's about 18 to 20.
Never heard of him.
Do you think Mr. Vonyets knew him?
No, I assume he didn't. I don't remember any young man of this age coming here.
I thought so. In fact, I wanted to talk to Mr. Vonyets about this young guy.
There's the secret of eternal life. The turtles, they are immortal. Is that you, Professor? Never tell that scoundrel anything. Anything. It's there, all right. We left no traces. No trace elements.
You'd better call the police as well.
Well, all right. Get me Carroy's phone, will you? It should be here somewhere. But it may be switched off. The code is 1931. Yes, 1931, of course.
I'll get it for you right away.
Mr. Vonyet's phone.
Thank you, young man. Please go now. Don't get mixed up in this.
Don't worry. I'm happy to help.
I can manage. You can go now.
All right. I hope Mr. Vonyets gets better soon. See you later.
I think she's right. I should be going. Let's hope Mr. Vonyets will be all right.
Mr. Vince, do you know Karoy Vonyets?
The old fella? Of course I do. He did this job before me. Knew Professor Saleh, who founded the whole thing here. Yeah, that was one great man. Karoy surely adored him.
And what does he do now? What is he like?
Yeah, he's very old. Oh, really very old. But a nice fella. Yeah, sometimes he comes here, sits around and chats with people, you know. He likes to tell stories. But we usually don't let him, because he keeps repeating everything over and over again.
How did he get on with Balazs?
Had no idea they knew each other, but if you say so.